Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. That is right, folks. We are live on a Tuesday night. We got WWE NXT. We got Baron Corbin walking through the hallways already to kick off tonight's show as he makes his way out to the ring. Speaking of making their way out to the ring, we will be here live for all the coverage, all the action, all the updates, folks. We got lots of wrestling to talk about, lots of rumors to get into, lots of news, lots of fun, lots. But strap in, strap on, and let's go! Ding, 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 folks. We are live and back at it again. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is NXT Tonight. We are the alternative commentary to all the shows, as we always tell you. So we got all the action as Baron Corbin's kicking off with a promo tonight. The boos are raining down, but where there can be no boos, we'll be right here with Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And Nick's going to do his shindig.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we've actually got an action-packed and stacked NXT tonight. It's interesting of how this wild card rules actually come into effect. Or not just wild card rules, sorry. That's triggered a lot of people. This free agency has benefited Baron Corbin. It's benefited Mustafa Ali, Prince,
right,
as well.
Well, I mean, a lot of people argued that possibly last week's NXT might have been the best wrestling show of the week as far as actually being entertaining and delivering on the product. A lot of people were very happy with it. I was one of them. I thought it was really a strong episode. Now we got Corbin, we got Ali, and like you said, it's a little funny about how we're playing this game.
But I do like Corbin here. It does work perfectly versus him just kind of being a nothing lost in the mist on the main roster of.
Yeah,
I see people already saying that the lone wolf gimmick is dead. I don't know if it's fully dead, but I like that he's going back a bit more to, I guess, being Baron Corbin, whatever that may be, versus happy Corbin, sad, depressed, mustard stained Corbin. You know,
right?
All of this.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, I'm okay with it. It gives him something to do. He had basically been run out of the WWE at this point. I don't know who else he could lose to, Nick. I don't know who else he could take, a beating from. So he comes out and he's talking about how he laid the groundwork. He deserves the respect.
This
he
is
matters. It's all right.
Really good promo from him because he's even looking directly into the camera and everything. And I guess speaking of looking directly into the camera, Steven, what up? Jordan, what up? Richard, what up? BPE. Well, thankfully there's no oil spill. And here we go. Richard, what up? Boston, what up? Boston saying what up to us. Steven, what up? We got Bitcoin in the house. What? Bobby, Steven, what? Damon, what? Which, by the way, side note is Corbin's out here talking. How y'all doing with, I guess, the fire that will, we didn't start the fire. Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The fire that's going on in Quebec right now.
You know what? It's all over. Alberta, Nova Scotia, Quebec has ashed into Ontario. We're one big ash tree right now. It's pretty interesting, dude. Like, I mean, you look up in the sky and it's red. Like, it's scary times. Oh, shit.
Speaking of red, we've got Ilya Dragonov coming out right now. So we're getting Ilya confronting Corbin. And didn't you learn the last time you went against the big man and everything, Ilya?
Well, apparently he does not give a shit.
He gives no shitters? Why?
It's intriguing, right? Because now Ilya's in the way of the title. Like, if Baron Corbin loses to Ilya on the way to the title, then what?
No, this is how you set up a triple threat. Eyes on three-way dance.
Oh, like, you don't need a three-way.
The best Ilya Dragunov match to me is still him versus Walter at the time. and Bad Bones and Dub X Dub.
Okay.
That man's reaction when he came back, that match shows and to me solidified what he can do in the ring. And so it's going to be interesting to see Corbin working with guys like this. He's going to be working with Carmelo potentially. He's going to be working with Ilya. He could work with, a couple other guys that are on the NXT roster. It's going to be a nice litmus test, I feel.
Yeah, it's a nice. Again, he can kind of come back as the veteran. He can step in there with a chip on his shoulder. He's now a big fish in a small pond. And it's a good vibe. It's a good chance to get people over. Nobody's ever said that Baron can't work. So putting him in the mix is great. And again, some of these guys you're preparing for the next step. So
it's a bit
already done it.
It's a bit a way to refresh his character, a la Mandy Rose, a la Apollo Crews, a la even Finn Balor. There's a couple of guys that have been. Dolph Ziggler is one. I know we very much like to compare him to Dolph, but there's guys that have been on the main roster. All right, you've gone stale here. Maybe take a little bit of a run in NXT, get some, fresh momentum behind you, get a little bit of a twist here, and let's move on.
Well, it's get away from the crowd, get away from what we've seen. Like the people that currently watch you on a week-to-week basis have already made their mind up for who you are. We've already shown them all we can show you. We can't continue to beat you up. So go take a breath. How do we miss you if you don't go away? There you go.
Right.
Who kicked him?
JV, what up? Oh, we're showing off bruises.
Right.
I agree with Baron Corbin there. That's cute. It's not as impressive as the purple pack or anything like that. But JV, what up?
I challenge.
What up? Oh, Black Adam, what up? Who else we got? Who else? Bobby, what up? Jay, what up? Jordan, why? We got everybody popping off right now.
Welcome, folks. I hope your week is off to a great start. Like I said, it's Tuesday, so tomorrow's hump day. The next day's Friday, Junior. The weekend is getting close. We got lots to get into before we get there. And here's Trick.
Oh!
Trick going after Corbin!
Well, we've already got 3 potential feuds that we could have for Corbin coming out of his kind of, I guess,
nobody likes Corbin
to NXT. Is him versus Trick, which would be a good match, him versus Ilya, which would be a good match, and him versus Carmelo, which would be a good match.
Yeah, man, Trick comes out of nowhere. I was a little surprised with the Ilya setup based on the circumstance, but there you go. And now we're getting a little Thea Hale who found a way to slow her down a little, apparently.
You don't hinder the squirrel. Why?
Yeah, she looks like she's doing a walk of shame. Good match.
We got Dempsey poking his head out, so you might not be wrong here. I want to see some improvement. You see some improvement.
Nice start to the show, says Boston. Imagine Drew McIntyre versus Nakamura. Yeah, we can imagine that. I imagine that's happened. I feel like I've seen it in some regard.
Maybe on some forgotten SmackDown in the Thunderdome era.
Maybe.
But this is why do I care about Chase U? Someone tell me why, please.
I don't know. We get an awful lot of them on this show.
But they've gotten over. They have become a staple of NXT. Granted, now NXT is also getting back to, we've got good matches lined up, like we said, across the board of Corbin versus Trick, Corbin versus Ilya, Corbin versus Carmelo, all great matches, as we've got the dyad coming out right now.
Schism.
Every time I see them, I hear in my mind's eye of catching flies.
So
it is mouth.
A little bit, but we're getting a mixed tag. So I believe this is one of Ava's first times officially in the ring.
Second match ever.
Okay, there you go.
And she's out there with guys who don't want to work here anymore.
But, yeah, Gacy's left. And the guys that keep trying to quit.
Later on tonight against Ali.
BP thinks that Thea Hale is awesome.
Oh, I like Thea Hale. I know we kind of do talk about her being like Shining Squirrel.
I want to calm her down a little bit, man. She's a lot, but Whatever.
If Ritalin was a professional wrestler.
Right? Breathe.
Wow.
They need to change Corbin's music ASAP. They have him acting like he's a mean badass, but music just doesn't match. Yeah, you could probably go back to something a little darker, a little heavier than the happy-go-lucky casino one.
See, to me, though, what I want with Corbin is if you follow this man as we are in commercial break, if you follow this man on Instagram or Twitter or on anything like that, he's out there 100% living that happy Corbin type gimmick of out there with
Right? I'm gonna
cigars
cook.
and filet mignons and tomahawk steaks and, all of these whiskeys and everything. Let him be that as a fucking character. That's when pro wrestlers are the best, is when you just take who they are and turn it to 11.
Yeah. Authenticity is what we're always looking for as a fan base. That's where we really get a disconnect and you start losing numbers where you have that lack of authenticity when it's just too unbelievable. That's why I get frustrated with NXT, because the skits are so fucking phony that it just pulls me out of the whole thing.
You're a big phony.
You're a big phony. And that's it for me. What's up, Kayla?
I was going to say, well, speaking of not phonies, we got Kayla saying what up. Richard still out here with the wild accusations. Aaron saying, yo, KJ, what's up, wrestling fam? We are getting the smoke from your fire in Halifax. You don't know that kind of smoke. I hope our neighbors to the north are doing well.
Oh yeah, man, it's not the good smoke, so don't puff past this one. Just
there's no Cheech and Chong, there's no Street Profits, none of that.
I know the rumors about Canada, but that is a whole different ballpark.
Because you imagine though, if that was the case, and just the whole Northeast just gets high together for a day.
I'm sure many people out there, and a few of my relatives are really upset about what happened to their crop so far the last couple of days. So. Amen to that. But that all being said, no, the smoke is everywhere. We're literally on fire from one end to the other. It's craziness.
Well, I can tell you something that's not on fire. Speaking of Canada, Steve G, what up? But the ticket sales for Collision in Canada have been
awful.
Dare I say abysmal. We've got 500 sold for Hamilton, and 31% allegedly are already up on StubHub. Hashtag not sponsored if you want to get resale aftermarket value on them tickets.
Well, we still have the other thing? I don't know what we have. But all that being said, yeah, I mean, I said it from day one that Saturday nights, especially you're going through the summer, you got to give people a reason to show up. There's concerts here all year. We're a busy place in the summer. We really take advantage of the summer months because we don't get a whole lot of them. And for me, there's a lot of issues here. Now, as we get closer and maybe the cards start taking shape, that's why I think Tony's coming back tomorrow. Another announcement, if you guys haven't heard.
Well, by the way, can I just take PSA right now? PSA moment right now. Tony, stop. Get some help.
Say less.
Right. It's one of those we've already had the announcement for the announcement. Now it's out here of this man. I feel like I'm back in middle school or something like this with the fucking morning announcements from Tony Khan. Right. And in today's announcement, we will have AEW Collision will be in Chicago at the United Center, and you can hear the papers clicking together.
Bron Breakker just beat up somebody. Ilya? It's Ilya. Everyone just beat everybody up.
Well, this becomes that question of where do you keep Braun in NXT? Do you keep him going? Does he move up? When does he move up? What's left for Bron Breakker in NXT?
I really did think, and I know we got off topic there, but I do think that Braun's close. I mean, if he's not ready to go, he's really, really close. And him in this heel dynamic, you bring him up to the main roster, and you'd perfectly believe that he was laying a beating on half of them that he runs into. So I'm good with Braun right now.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and we can get back to the high school announcements on the next commercial break. But I've got
Schism for the win.
Well, I've got the Diamond Mine coming out right now, the Creed Brothers and Ivy Nile, and they look honestly like a solid group. This NXT has slowly, and without people really paying attention to it, moved away from the 2.0 era into not exactly the black and gold, but at least this white and gold era of like, we've got the Creed brothers versus the Dyad. I refuse to call them the Schism, about to kick off. And both factions actually have a bit of a build. See, you know, they have a look. You get it. It's going to be a good match. Like I said, of NXT is quietly, sneakily stacked.
It's getting there. Like there's a lot of talent, and you bring in, like I said, you bring in a Corbin, you bring in an Ali for some good angles. Carmelo's been outstanding. Braun's done well. The tag team division's built up. You got some really good ladies, and we've seen that in the tournament where people can say what they want about Tiffany. She's performing in the ring between the ropes. She's performing. Period. Like,
everybody's down with the Tiffany Epiphany.
All right. What are you
talking about? That's why we got to have a whole battle royal to determine the number one contender later on tonight. We do have the Schism final. We'll call them the Schism versus the Diamond Mind, or what's left of the Diamond Mind.
Yeah, their leader is on AEW, if anybody didn't know.
Well, their leaders on, there's not a founding member left of the Diamond Mind, honestly, that works within the company.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes it super interesting of that this is still a faction. It's just now become the Singlet Squad.
Big cheer for Thicker Creed.
Brutus Creed. There we go.
Brutus. They're just kneeing this man back and forth. Schism not doing so well. They haven't won so much either.
And they've started to build up Ivy Nile a bit, which is interesting.
I like her.
She very much gives off that like Luna Vachon-ish type vibes, I would say.
Fair enough. I get that comparison.
The Ivory meets Luna Vachon type vibes. Meanwhile, we've got Ava Raine in the other corner. This is her second match ever.
NYC has an orange tint in the sky. JV, I don't know if that's a joke or I'm missing something here.
No, he sent me pictures. He was talking about what's going on in Canada.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it's the same.
It was literally like,
yeah,
he literally reached out and was like, well, you good?
New York is closer. New York is close. Like
we're downwind
New York are closer to Quebec than Toronto is in a lot of cases. So do keep that in mind.
That's still so interesting as, I guess, Americans to try and think about that y'all aren't like
we're right there
next to each other. Like there's actually space and distance.
Toronto to the border at New York, like that Montreal cutoff there that you would use back in the day. Right. 5.5, 6 hours to get to.
Oh wow. Okay. So that's so interesting and just side note crazy for me to think about, because the distance from where I live now to my hometown is about basically the same distance that you said, like between, say, you and Quebec. Or what about like you and Ottawa or Brockville? Brockville, I'm very familiar.
Ottawa's like a solid 4-hour drive. Brockville's again in 4.5 hours. Like Brockville's usually that like one of the last kind of border stops before you get into Quebec. So
that's super interesting though.
Yeah, anyway. Man. Geography is funny. Like Toronto is like an hour and change away from Buffalo in comparison.
Fair enough. Is this halfway was a mixed tag there for a minute?
It is a mixed tag.
Just slapped.
Oh, you thought like straight up? No.
Well, no.
Look at the size of Ava compared to Ivy.
Well, that's why I figured she could be the Massive Attacker, which who we'll be getting later tonight. We're getting Blair Davenport versus who is she going against? Danny Palmer.
Yes, Danny
Again,
Palmer.
I'll repeat the name for anyone who doesn't remember Danny Palmer, because I don't.
Imagine the Judgment Day versus Schism. See, I don't love Schism, right? Like, I mean, I'm not looking. What's that?
I said in a purple off.
In a purple off, yeah. See, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait for Gacy and crew to get up to the main. I'm not. So to me, like that's a squash match for Judgment Day.
To me, they're doing the NXT version of Judgment Day. 100%.
Standing moonsault by Brutus. Cletus makes the tag.
And then Ivy with the blind tag.
Oh, look at Ivy. Suplex.
She's going to suplex Brutus.
Look.
That's good.
Now, technically, that's a
Good.
disqualification, as Jim Cornette would remind us.
Jim, there's plenty of things I agree with you on, sir. Sometimes just
I'm okay
let
with
the
it. I'm
boys
just saying
have
what
a
it would
little
be.
bit of fun.
Right.
Oh, and that's how we
KJ.
cut the commercial. Why? The Lord
There you
giveth
go.
and the Lord taketh away.
KJ can send me some crops this way. Listen, anybody need a hookup? Let me know.
Pass the Dochi Pondi, hit subscribe.
I may be a connoisseur, but it's Canada. They don't even know what time it is. They get it from America. BP, that's not very nice. Not very nice.
Our attic.
I mean, shit. Now you're going to put me on the defensive, and then I got to point out how much better this country is, and it's not going to be nice, and I don't want to.
I've thought about moving over there. Let's be honest here.
Right.
And I think, honestly, when we had me, you, and Luna on at one point during WrestleMania, of the two Canadians, and I was on there, and y'all both said I sounded more Canadian than either of y'all.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm from the U.S.
Yeah, it's not very often someone's like, "Are you Canadian?"
Yeah.
Hi there.
Justin, what up?
Hi there. Richard.
Hey
Bron
there, hi
Breakker
there,
got attacked in the parking lot. No, actually, Bron Breakker did the attacking in the parking lot. Thank you for the transition, Robert. But Bron Breakker did jump Ilya. Ilya did challenge Corbin. Trick did jump Corbin. And we got a tag match going on all at the same time. Here we go.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Aaron saying, in Canada, there is no Reggie, just dank. There you go.
Not true.
Oh, spoken from a true connoisseur. Listen, it's America. We can buy a tank. Yeah. And there's no waiting list, surprisingly, for that.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. We'll be
I'm here. Yeah. So now we've moved from the what's to the yes of now LA Knights getting the favorite here.
Yeah. You know what? Us Canadians are the type that just bring your tank, and then when we maul it with hockey sticks, then we'll talk about it.
You just shoot a lot of hockey pucks at it. Fucking slap shot, slap shot, slap shot.
You were the fucking hilarious shit. They better kill us.
Right. Judgment Day. Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just trying to read his question, but Judgment Day versus Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club.
There we go.
In the ultimate forbidden of doors.
How did the Elite get in the middle of that sandwich?
Well, someone's got to take a pin.
Fuck. I mean, the furthest thing from spooky in wrestling is
as we are back in the commercial, though. So, do we want to? So, the Collision ticket sales, the Collision on Saturday night. Of you can speak to this. So, speaking on the Canadian vibes and all of that, of how in Hamilton, Ontario, right now, they've only sold 500 tickets.
Now, at first, there's a bunch of theories here. And I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist and you want to surmise...
In foil hats, folks.
Right? If people want to surmise there might be people out there that are going through this process, but not in the best of interest. For example, the announcement of CM Punk coming back was very flat. No big video. Punk didn't show up. It was just only like, Punk's going to be there.
Now, how do you feel about people mentioning that it was in California, so it is in the Cucamonga background? So
that's part of it, probably. And now you get that dynamic, Nick, where it doesn't feel that exciting because the company that's pitching it isn't that excited about it, seemingly.
See, to me, my issue as we are back in action, so I'll try and make this quick. To me, you've driven a wedge through your own built-in fan base. I don't want to say unintentionally, honestly at this point intentionally, you've divided your audience that was already not that great. So now you're creating a WCW, you're just creating a divide amongst your already existing audience. Of their highest ratings since March of this year was because we've had the announcement. And it was a lot of people tuned in to see, Punk's coming back. Okay, thank you. I got all that I needed. And then I just dip on out of here. There's not a sustainability. And now you're proceeding to split what audience you do have. Imagine if Turner would have been able to announce, hey, on June 17th, AEW Collision debuting in the United Center with CM Punk. Imagine if they were able to announce all of those at the same damn time.
Two. Well, here's the thing. They're kind of working from behind the 8 ball, Nick. And I think a lot of people are waiting to see, like, it's some of the shows aren't for a little bit.
But they built the 8-ball, though. That's the thing, is you've been a proponent of this about it being on Saturdays. But they've shot themselves in the foot. They've crippled themselves.
Yeah, and it's tapings. You're not like, if this was a live show.
Oh, it is tapings. I thought it was live. What the fuck?
And hey, fact checkers out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that it's tapings that are coming to a lot of these shows. They're not like live airing. Now, I could be wrong, but beyond that, one of the things that I was made privy to today, the price of these tickets are fucking insane. Like, you're talking like a family of 3 going for like $900, and that's not my facts, that's someone else's. Like, the prices of the tickets are a problem for these shows.
But now, I know we're in action and everything like that, as we've got,
Brutus just dragging,
just trying to walk his way to the hot tag, as the crowd's actually getting behind this.
Yeah. Hey, the Creed brothers are wicked. Outstanding. But back to you.
No, I was going to say, I think NXT's built their own little kind of their storylines, their own little homegrown shit a little bit, unlike even what Ring of Honor's made them to do, or etc. But
Julius Creed's going to be a star, bro. And everybody heard it here first, and we both talked about this already.
Well, McMahon already initially thought that he could see both Creed brothers as WrestleMania's main eventers. But Julius Creed is by far head and shoulders, and not the shampoo.
All the way to the top, moonsault.
Right.
But
and damn near landing it on his feet.
And Brutus isn't bad either. Big man, super strong, does moonsaults and shit.
He's got OTC vibes.
I get it. Yeah.
He's got a bit of Otis in him.
I was going to argue with you. Then I was like, all right.
Fair enough. But Joe Black, what up? Everybody. But, Cannonball. But is this a bit of AEW kneecapping themselves I think it was the United Center. If it's built to hold like 10,000 seats or something like that, they built it already for half the audience to be for ticket sales to actually be available. Like they moved it. It's a Saturday night show. What roster is on there? Because AEW has a wide roster, not a deep roster, if that makes any sense. So what's available to Collision have they just started handicapping themselves already out of the gate? So they've got to work uphill.
And so one of the theories I saw floated out there is that they're doing this on purpose. They don't want CM Punk to succeed. And really quickly, the dirt sheets gave it a day or two. Like we're about a week after the announcement, and they couldn't wait to say, see, look, Punk didn't make the numbers go up. Now, the argument is I don't believe Tony Khan would go through this to fail.
Oh, Ivy's got Avo set up.
Oh!
And she turns around and...
Yo, did she tap this man out? No, she just made him pass out.
But...
Ava with the headbutt. I don't know about Ava, dude. Get out of my swamp.
I was going to say, she's still greener than Shrek, so...
Yeah, we are on a roll for getting Shrek into our streams.
Absolutely, 100%. 10 on 10. If I want to keep, and how most places have like 0 days or X amount of days
without injury,
we have X amount of days with a Shrek reference in the stream.
What's going on, Trevor? What's going on, Boston? What's going on, Kevin as well? I know we said hi to a lot of people, but keep the chat going, keep it alive. Schism just picks up the win. Ava Rain gets the pin. She didn't wrestle too much. Just watching her run over for the pin looked very clunky.
She wasn't terrible before, but you do have to remember she's still greener than goose shit, I guess, is the best way I could put this.
Very green, but
yeah.
What's that movie that rocks it with Kevin Hart? Is it National Security or what's that?
Yes.
And the opening shower scene?
Oh, Central Intelligence Agency or something.
Okay, is that what it is? Okay.
Something. I know exactly what you're talking about, to where they CGI Rock's face on a husky fucking Polynesian dude. Oh, we're getting the
hey, free Tony.
We're getting an episode of The Wire here with Tony D'Angelo and hashtags here. Maybe it's the Sopranos because it's the Italians, but yes, hashtag free Tony. Free Tony D, actually. It's like almost being out there. You know, how you doing?
What's up inside the ring? How you doing? I saw Chef came in. Vance is back. Jason's in the house. Aaron's here. Woo.
Absolutely. Why?
I keep clicking on that one.
Tony just is doing. I know I kind of do impressions at times on the channel and everything. This man's just constantly doing a Robert De Niro impression.
That's what it feels like. That's what.
Oh no, I literally was just watching his face. He's doing Robert.
Oh,
De Niro. Well, just even the way you kind of move your face and everything. It's just Tony. You're doing Robert De Niro. I swear on my mother's grave.
No, you're right. And that's what I always felt with Tony, even though I feel like Tony's really Italian. But even from his vignettes before he debuted, it was very like this guy's pretending to be Italian. But he's Italian.
Like all like Jax and like Sons of Anarchy and all these fucking shows. It's gonna end up being he's like actually English. He talks with like an accent thicker than William Regal, but he's just constantly been playing Italian.
Right, so we're back into a commercial, folks. I did want to click on a question before, but I will remind everybody, if you are just tuning in, we are back tomorrow for Dynamite. Lots of topic about Dynamite. We'll get back into that collision debate a little bit because there's still a couple factors for everybody to consider. But in the meantime, make sure you like, subscribe, share, click all our links below. Go check us out on Spotify. Check the merch store. What are you getting?
I was going to say, I kind of halfway like that they're using all of the like parking lot attacks as part of a Progressive ad. Like if you need insurance, if you don't want to get jumped in a parking lot, sign up with Progressive.
If you were a victim of a hit and run, you might want Progressive.
Well, we are still getting Blair Davenport, by the way, later tonight of,
I like
the wrestler that almost split up the channel, the Yoko Ono to the Wrasslin for Life Network.
Right? No, I mean Blair was funny. Katie Madonna. I like it.
What?
Back to this one. Where was Jilly? Jilly had a good one. I enjoy AEW for the most part. They're not perfect by any stretch, but they're an alternative to WWE. And for me, the WWE hasn't been that great for a while. Last night's Raw was getting an 8 and 9. I gave it a 6. Oh, Jilly. Yeah, you know what? Last night was a good episode. I'm sorry. I really was. And if it sucked, we tell you. But we like it, AEW. We get a lot of good shit out of AEW. I think at least from my standpoint, Nick, I know how good it could be. You're so close.
Well, it's one of those, it's really it just takes some minor tweaks and there's the groundwork for something special there, and it's just takes some minor tweaks. And I mean, depending on how you feel about Monday Night Raw, that's neither here nor there. Really can't. I force you to admit when wrestling's good, but no, that was even just standalone to me. Moment of match of the night was Gunther versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah, no, it was an outstanding match, and I know people wanted to bellyache about the finish, but the finish was fine under the circumstances, and that was a hell of a match.
When's the last time you saw a roll-up that was actually fast, though, and actually, like, it wasn't just like, here, let's oversell for fucking 5 minutes, and then we just surprise, haha. No, that was literally, you blink and you miss it.
Oh, and when you got a big man like Gunther delivering that roll-up, you're like, I could see it. I mean, you could probably fucking fold one of us up right now, and it would take us more than 3 seconds to get out of it.
That's the way it is. I don't need to envision. Everyone scrub that memory from your minds right now of Gunther just doing the Rhea Ripley pin on either.
Right. But, I mean, listen, and I'm so optimistic for this Saturday's show to be good and solid and deliver a product that is closer into line somewhere between the chaos that's AEW and the boredom that can come from WWE, a nice happy medium might be. This might be our Goldilocks, but
well, it's nice and gold, but sorry,
right? But we'll see. I mean, it all depends on how they build this. If they start announcing Punk's going to fight Joe and Miro's going to fight Andrade and Thunder Rosa's going to fight, I don't fucking know, somebody, I mean, tickets will move if you give them.
It's going to come down to, can they make it different? Because that's going to be the real, true, ultimate decider. Because if it's just another 2 hours of Dynamite, then you've put a wedge between your audience for no other reason outside of ego and EVPs.
Right. Well, the simple answer to this, Nick, is if you were going to do a second show and the network wants to give you a second show, great. But to do it because you need to keep people apart it's terrible. It's a bad look. It's bad for business. And again, you saw it, 70%, 65% cheer Punk's return. You go back and turn that clock back. And when we all heard the rumor that Punk was going to return to wrestling, we were all sitting on the edge of our seats that night. And that's still one of my favorite nights of wrestling ever. When that music hit, people were fucking losing their fucking mind.
You had grown men crying, literally.
Legit. And now you fast forward. Now there's a large portion of fan base that are like, fuck him. That's not good. You made more money when everybody cheered together.
Well, and that's really what it comes down to is at the end of the day, regardless of, damn, Booker looking fucking short in that chair. Like, someone lift that up a little bit here. I didn't know he was that shorter than Vic Joseph, but that's the problem with this whole situation of regardless of where you stand on it, whether you like Punk, whether you dislike Punk, this has done nothing but diminish the reputation of the company. This has done nothing but cost Tony Khan money. This has led to issues that have expounded way beyond just, they had a scuffle in the locker room.
Yeah, no, it's deeper than that. Sorry, and on a quick side note, we're getting the Von Wagner, Mark Stone therapy. This is something I could do without on this show, Nick.
I was going to say, are we at the San Diego Zoo here with the fucking missing link there, Von Wagner? And it's still crazy to me to think that Robert Stone is Robbie E. of Impact Wrestling fame, to where he could actually go if they really wanted to do something, but instead he's out here playing second fiddle to Cro-Magnon.
I told you, the most muscular eyebrows in all of wrestling, bro. This guy works out those eyebrows.
This man has a fucking Tony Hawk skate park as a fucking forehead.
I think they should give him an accent, make him French or something. It would
somehow, like one of those of, is it salvageable? Honestly.
Oh shit. Bow chicka wow wow. What the fuck is this?
I got this.
I'm gonna go eyebrow this woman to death.
Right. She never seen some eyebrows like this before.
Those are the most, dude. He must have had a lot of black eyes when he was a kid.
No, because you had to get through like 3 inches before you could actually punch him or anything. Like he had a lot of bruised foreheads because everything it was just blocked it all. But wait, now we're off on a tangent.
Is this Danny? That's Danny Palmer. Okay, she's about to lose.
Yes, we've got good Lord Danny Palmer, Davenport for the win. Vaughn segment cringe. Yes. Hate to be Danny Palmer. Yeah, Blair Davenport, after she just got announced as the hooded attacker and everything, she just made her big return, her debut on NXT. This is a squash match and a half.
So much so that I'm going to take a break while it happens.
Fair enough. I was about to say, because I almost messed it up because we just kind of had the second coming of Sasquatch on the screen. So that's why I almost said squash match instead of squash match.
Right.
Yes, take your pause.
Absolutely, folks. We got Blair Davenport in the ring, and we have Danny waiting for. Tell us why you're picking. Anybody out there picking Danny? We'll keep this easy. But
I was going to say, if you do, you're a brave soul.
It could happen. You never know. But I highly doubt it.
Fair enough. But KJ is going to take a pause for the causes. I've got Blair Davenport already actually trading shots back and forth with. I already forgot her name. Danny Palmer. Yeah, Blair Davenport 100% looks like a rock star of I'm waiting for the moment. And we've still got the fog machine going. Can someone shut off the fog machine, please? Yeah, how is there no AC unit? Is there no centralized air that we can get rid of the fucking smog machine? But Blair Davenport, and we're getting a Danny cheer, but Blair Davenport to me is somebody that you're going to see, I feel, that's going to become one of the figureheads of the NXT women's division, of maybe even when you get, you've got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn leaving out of that division. Granted, these are tag teams, but you've got Caden Carter and Katana Chance leaving out of that division. You've got Nikita, you've got Tiffany, you've got maybe Roxy if she doesn't move up, which I think she's kind of due for. And you've got Blair Davenport. So I think she starts to really cement herself as one of the top players in this division. As we had a roll up by Danny. Wow. This match is a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a squash Rooney Dooney. They got some smoking hot chicks in NXT. Yes, they do, sir. That's why we got, she's out on the sidelines, but we still do got Takeda Lyons. So 100%. If, the men's in-ring competition doesn't do it for you, the NXT women's division will. Picking Davenport for the win. Yes. Blair for the win. Anthony, what up? Got Davenport for the win. Nick, what segment they were doing with Channing and Tony? Do you think that means that they're adding a third member? No, we're getting this whole, was Half Stacks a rat? Was he inside on it? This is the best way I can put this is we're like mid-season on the Sopranos season of, we're not really taking anything super far with this, but we're still at least, who's a rat, who wasn't a rat, who's in, who's not. Falcon Arrow from Blair Davenport for a 3 count. And honestly, she might have broken the tradition of, when do you ever see somebody get a 3 count on a Falcon Arrow? I challenged you with Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn, but that's her finisher. That's interesting. But Blair Davenport picks up the win with a Falcon Arrow, and she still just looks like a damn star. And I like how a lot of people are now, they're cutting promos and everything. They're even mid-promo, like Corbin earlier tonight, kicking off the show. Roman during his whole promo against Jimmy. They're looking directly in the camera. They're speaking to the audience outside of just talking to the crowd in attendance. And Dana Brooke is here, and oh Lord, I can't wait for KJ to get back, because they've blown up even the drafts that they had, even far beyond of just whether trading between Raw and SmackDown. Of now we're getting it blown up to where we're getting Raw superstars on NXT. But we are getting Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams later tonight. But I mean, granted, did anyone remember that Dana Brooke was drafted to Monday Night Raw, or she was on that roster? Does anyone remember that Dana Brooke is on the roster? That's another question. Oh, I still halfway want to see this movie when it comes out, The Shooting Stars to LeBron high school years. But anyways, folks, we are in commercial break, so I will remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We are back at it for Wednesday Night Dynamite, and We'll be here for the announcement. We'll be here to make an announcement when Tony makes an announcement about an announcement of an announcement on the main event for Collision, which just, Tony, stop with the announcements of the boat JRY. But no, Natalia's the boat. But the boat junior, okay. Instead of like a Baconator, you got a Baconator Junior or son of Baconator. But anyways, we've got Tony Khan making another announcement, which at this point I feel like it's just become redundancy. It's become the only way that Tony feels and trusts that he can actually draw ratings and make any sort of a splash when it comes to Dynamite is I've got to have an announcement beforehand. And again, still I say, imagine if TNT, TBS could have, Turner Broadcasting, Warner Discovery could have announced all of this in one shot instead of we've got to have an announcement on an announcement on an announcement on an announcement. We have an announcement to announce we're going to have an announcement. Like what? It's the law of diminishing returns. 101 says Damien, let the gymnastics begin equals Dana Brooke. No, it's all flexing. They probably sent her down to NXT. I don't see it as anything to think too deeply on. Well, that's very fitting with Dana Brooke because it's nothing to really think deeply on. What's next for Lacey Evans? Maybe a match with Sergeant Slaughter's daughter. By the way, that Twitter's going, I feel like that could very much potentially be a thing of we get Slaughter's daughter versus Lacey Evans of who owns the copyright, the trademark to the drill sergeant hat there. Yeah, I know Lacey Evans is such an interesting wrestler, performer, however you want to phrase it when it comes to WWE. Of she's already gotten herself in hot water and she's managed to accomplish fuck and all when it comes to pro wrestling, especially in WWE. Like I almost feel like at this point, just go back to the Nasties, the Southern Belle. They just miss me with all the G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter stuff, which even he didn't want to be involved with. Dana Brooke was drafted to Raw, yes, and she's playing Draft Busters out here of showing up on NXT apparently. Of there was no home for her on Monday Night Raw. The Hurt Liquidation were drafted to SmackDown and showed up on Raw yesterday. Did they? Oh Christ! At this point, it's hard to keep up with, and it's especially. I still hold truth that our draft was better and still holds more water than whatever draft that they did for WWE. Cedric and Selton were free agents. Okay, so we're getting Richard disagreeing.
Yeah, I believe. I feel like they were free agents.
Okay, well, again, that goes to the free agent pool of we've got Corbin and Ali.
Dana Brooke makes me laugh.
That's fine. Tiffany Stratton does other things for me. Because, god damn. I wish I could say I was shocked.
So Dana Brooke's going to be in the Battle Royal, folks, and I've not put my money on her.
No, well, I think whoever wins the Battle Royal still loses to Tiffany. I could maybe even honestly see Dana Brooke versus Tiffany Stratton if we're going to go this route, that has Vince McMahon written all over it.
Right.
But I like Tiffany because to me, A, she can go in the ring, and B, she pulls off. She said I'm not playing a character or anything, but she's fucking Regina George come to life as a professional wrestler. She is just nothing but a smarmy bobbleheaded heel.
It's very much like MJF in the sense of whatever she's like here, you see in interviews as well. She talks just like this in interviews.
Oh,
it's very much her.
This is her. Much like us. This is us.
Pause incoming for Nick.
Well, no, we got Corbin versus Trick coming on, but I will because
No, it's because Tiffany was on screen. Nick, according to Sean Ross
anyway.
Sapp and PW Insider, apparently the Contender twins. Look, I just said that too. Look, great minds, Anthony. Contender twins, the former Hurricanes basketball players, are going to debut tonight. Did they already compete? They have not competed. There is video going around the internet of them arriving at NXT. You know, realistically, based on what I know of them, you have Dana Brooke now back. Could they flank her and be a good fit? Maybe. Dana Brooke, even the promo Dana Brooke just cut, she doesn't move the needle, guys. No offense, Dana. She felt like she elevated the 24/7 title. She didn't. That was our truth title. Always will be. Always has been. But then the other option is, could the champion use a couple up-and-comers in a very similar vein? Very interesting to see what they do with the Contender twins tonight. I wonder when Trick is going to turn on Mello. Joe, I mean, we felt like we might be getting it. Like it might be coming soon. And it hasn't happened yet. There was a couple times where it looked close. We'll see, because Trick's definitely staking his claim. And right now I got Trick entering the ring to take on Baron Corbin. So who you take in and why is it Corbin? Going to happen eventually. Trick turning on Carmelo. I agree. And I think he can, right? Like I think Trick started out as just a sidekick, didn't say a whole lot. And the more they let him speak, I feel like he's gotten bigger over time, like physically bigger. I like Trick Williams. I think he's got a bright future. I think he's shown us a lot in his time in NXT. So this turn will happen, and I think it'll be good. Enough announcements from Tony, says Alexis. Listen, it's getting bad. It's getting ridiculous. Now, your argument, he's going to say, well, I told everyone I had a big announcement and, you know, our viewership goes up. Yeah, but it didn't the previous couple weeks because people are getting very used to it. And again, when a lot of people assume that you were going to announce Punk because you announced Chicago the week before, well, then you see an influx. And whether this is where I really struggle with the AEW fans that are completely opposed to Punk being in the company, because realistically, just the idea that they might talk about Punk spiked the ratings into a better number than they've had since March. So there's that. But Tony, yeah, we don't need all these announcements. There's more creative. There's more interesting ways to get this going. Instead of an announcement from Tony, you go to commentary table. The commentary throws to a video. Hey guys, we got really big news about the upcoming show Collision. Check this out. And we get a little fucking package about CM Punk versus Samoa Joe or whatever the hell it ends up being. But we don't need Tony doing these announcements every week. And I found a video today of Tony saying, like, oh, you won't see me. You won't see me on TV. I don't want to take, TV time away from the wrestlers. You're not going to see me out there every week. Every week, this guy is showing up and being a part of the show in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, he's not involved in any stories or anything. It's just an announcement. I get it, but there's too many. Even the most hardcore of AEW fans that don't want to hear anything bad, they got to admit, like, come on. Now, so tonight he's going to announce the main event for the first Collision. But you're no build to it. We're just Punk, here he is. The main event, here it is. There's no build to it. So from that standpoint, as a fan that wants to be very excited, it's tough. It really is tough. Corbin for the win, by the way. And right now, Corbin's down on the outside after the uppercut from Trick. Got Corbin. Yeah, absolutely. If Dana Brooke sat too close to the can, Dave. That's what I said. She's Boat Junior. Go back to other streams and figure out why we call Natty what we call her. How about Tiffany and the Contender twins? KJ, Anthony, you're kind of in the same vein as me, right? Like, if you have this young up-and-coming team, you assume they're going to be extremely green. Yeah, coming out of the Performance Center, coming out of that program where they're grooming wrestlers. Yeah, we'll see. But for me, this could be a good out. It could solidify somebody. And Tiffany, I think the look fits. You'll have your mean girls, essentially, like Nick said. So that's an option. But then I see Dana Brooke, and you're trying to find a way to make her relevant and matter. Could she take on two young talent, and would it help her have some relevance in NXT? I don't know. I'm really curious to see how Dana Brooke does tonight. Again, they give her the microphone. I don't love it. Like, Dana Brooke has been, to me, she's not strong enough in the ring, but she needs a heater. She needs somebody to speak for her. I don't think she speaks well for herself. Picking Corbin, good pick, Chambers. I got that one. Corbin for the win. Corbin for the win. Corbin. Without athletic, his trick kind of reminds me of Ernest the Cat. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying there, Anthony. Oh, you mean you get Ernest vibes, like someone call his mama? Okay. I get it. Not counting the athletic side of things. I gotcha. TK, hurry up and with the streaming service. Chambers. Yeah, it'll be very interesting. We've been talking about it for a long time. I'm sure it's something Tony's working on, but dude's busy. Like, let's be real. He has a lot of fires going. Good, some bad. Some he's trying to fan and make bigger, and other ones he's just trying to put out and hope for the best. So, yeah, give him time. I mean, the streaming service probably going to come where we're finally getting a video game, for better or for worse. And he's got a lot of pay-per-views to deal with. He's got a new show to deal with. He's got Punk and the Bucks to deal with. He's got a lot to deal with. He's got to deal with Jon Moxley. Corbin should bring back the Lone Wolf, maybe form a faction in NXT. I don't know about the faction side of things, but again, what I said is if he could take two young talent under his wing, or three, could work. But yeah, be more of that lone wolf. Have a chip on your shoulder. Be an asshole. Cause problems. Get involved. And that lone wolf, I mean, guys, if he hit the deep six or the end of days, we were going home, right? The only time that didn't happen was Roman. So I think there's always been something for Corbin. I didn't hate Corbin. Some of the Corbin through the Thunderdome stage wasn't the best, but I give the guy credit, man. He's going through what he's gone through the last little while. I give him, like, he hasn't quit. I'll give him that. He hasn't given up. Watch DK make an announcement next week. Who's going to be on commentary for Collision? Yeah, it just feels like, when does it stop, right? Like, so this week he announces it's Punk versus Joe, or Punk versus Jay White, or whatever. So again, without build, just handing it out there. Does he come back next week and announce the undercard or the co-main event or the commentary team? What could it be? I really hope there is a new commentary team, for the record. When do you think we'll get Bianca versus Rhea, or Bianca versus Charlotte? Batman, welcome back. Good to see you. Not for a minute now. I think Bianca's got some stuff to figure out. She's having some issues with Asuka. Oh, Trick knees the table. Wow. Okay. We don't know when Charlotte's coming back or how that's going to look either, Batman. So I wouldn't hold my breath on either of those. I'm really curious to see what Belair does now. Imagine if they were adults and Punk were able to make a surprise debut on Dynamite, so they could actually set up a match through storytelling for Collision. Imagine that. Yeah, like, this all feels so subdued, right? Like, people talk about ticket sales. It's really interesting, but it doesn't have the usual hype that you would get on something so monumental, like this brand new Saturday show. We're bringing Saturday wrestling back to TBS. And it's very lukewarm. It's very soft. It's very, so next week, when we get to Collision, Punk will be there. Bye. Like, nothing. Like, it wasn't a big thing. I still say if they were adult enough and they could pull this off, it would have been really cool that you had Anarchy in the arena, and right near the end of Anarchy in the arena, Punk and FTR walk out, probably the music because that's your biggest pop, and they cost the victory, the BCC win because of Punk and FTR, and it leads to something. To me, it would have been a better thing than getting a Takaska turn. Takaska turn? Corbin's shorts and jersey. Yeah, Corbin looked like he wrestling in his backyard, just having a good time. I got Trick. All right. Hassan taking Trick. Okay. TK knows either no build or 2-year builds. I think the 2-year builds are accidental builds. What the hell is Corbin wearing? Did he give up or something? Yeah, like he sold his ring gear. Like you knew you were coming to work today, right? Like why are you not in pants? Or yeah, he looked like he just practicing. Wow, big knee by Trick. Good match, guys. Good match. Exactly right about that, Big Nick. Whoever thought that Baron Corbin went from winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 32 to being down in NXT 7 years later. I don't think it's Brandon. I don't think it's that like, oh my God, right? Especially because we have had other people do stints here. We don't know how long he's going to be here, but we saw, bigger names come down, a Finn come down, and Mandy Rhodes come down, and you literally have Rose come down, and it's been okay. Now, Mandy stayed longer than we anticipated. Finn went back up. Dolph went back up. I thought Dolph should have had a substantial run, but no dice. Deep 6, and Trick kicks out. How about Mandy Rose managing Tiffany and the Cavender twins? If they can talk her back into it, Curtis, all for it. My assumption at this point, though, is if you bring Mandy Rose back, she's going to the main roster.
Facts, 100%. I was
Speaking
going to go on to the main roster, what? Yeah, no, 100% of if you bring Mandy Rose, you debut that as a pay-per-view. You put that on a SummerSlam when Mandy Rose comes out, and you'll get a reaction. Yeah, no, Baron Corbin's out here, and I think in like every generic like 2K23 like create a wrestler gear.
Yeah, it literally looks like he just threw some shit on, like he's going for a jog.
Right.
Mandy
and he gave his way on Trick.
Yeah, he kicked the table, Nick. It was a bad move.
Never kicked the table.
And there it is. End of days. It's over. Mandy was the voice to Dana when they fired Mandy.
What?
What's up, Mike? How you doing? Mandy was the voice. Dana needs a voice, for sure.
She's something.
Corbin is the last wrestler to defeat Roman. That's a true story.
Oh, yeah. So he just high-kneed the table.
Yeah, he, bold strategy. Didn't work out for him, Cotton.
Yeah, bold strategy, Cotton.
I muted my TV just to listen to Nick and KJ. This way, more enjoyable and down to earth. No over-the-top BS. We appreciate it, Joe. That's why we are the alternative commentary to all the wrestling. So if you are new here, make sure you like, subscribe, join the channel for fans, by fans. We built this channel on the chat, and we try and click on as many as we can. But join us, and if you're feeling a little froggy, don't forget we do have the super stickers and the super chat. Make yourself stand out like Joe here, throwing us up a game over.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
But thank you, Joe.
Hair is way too high. Sorry.
Yeah, like he's in a high chair. That's why.
Yeah, he's in a booster seat. But no, 100% Joe Black. That's the way you enjoy all the pro wrestling around here. That's why we're better than Excalibur. We're better than Kevin Patrick. You just watch the wrestling. You just keep them on mute. You miss all that stupid bullshit commentary. And you just got us talking you through anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling.
That brings me up to a good question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Vic Joseph, move him up to Kevin Patrick's spot.
If they were going to do it, they should have been done it. Like,
Like, do that. No, like, listen, I'm not saying Vic is like a killer, but man, is he better than the other guy?
Right, but he helps keep Booker in reign, I feel.
Yeah, I couldn't see Kevin Patrick with Booker T.
Yeah, that's
Can
the
you
thing.
dig it? Yes, I can dig it.
Shucky ducky quack quack. Well, we're floating along here, Booker.
Right, quack, quack.
I do like this with Nathan Frazier. He's just doing such the knockoff.
Yeah.
Jordan Oliver. And again, well, now he's got Dragon Lee there, who he's still got the still framest of still frame entrance. And both these men, I still swear, and it's just me being
and now over to
a visual geek of their chairs are way too fucking high.
Well, that's what happens when they're 5'3".
Yeah, everybody got a booster seat up in here.
Two awful chat show hosts.
What?
I'm just going through this countdown. I don't even know what a top 5 list.
He's coming up with names like for their group,
for their shows.
What? That's like bad Johnny Carson.
It's not even no.
We've had clips around us out here with the Johnny Carson fucking head garb and everything.
So right now, Dragon Lee and Nathan Frazier are not happy with Noam and Friends, is what they're saying essentially. It's a long way to get there, but that's what's happening.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
I always thought Corbin should join the OC. Interesting. Depends on how you would spin it. Like heel OC might work. Again, I'm up for everything if you do it proper. Pause.
I was gonna say, speaking of not doing things proper, we've got Mustafa Ali.
He is taking on Joe Gacy tonight. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and he's probably gonna lose.
Imagine he loses. I'm gonna pick Ali, but imagine he loses.
I'll take Gacy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll go against Prince Ali, fabulous he Ali.
Corbin could have been cool in something like Aces and Eights. I made that joke earlier, I think, at least in my head, Joe, of like Aces and Eights. We'll just throw them in.
Should I just leave and you and Luna can just do this now? We're gonna keep talking about Impact stuff and everything.
That's hilarious. We'll bring back Kennedy, throw him in here.
Oh yeah, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, it was just I really like that guy. It was really weird how his WWE career played out.
Yeah, it's amazing how when you start to fail drug tests of how it starts to go sideways on you.
Yeah, who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought if you fuck up some basic shit?
How many people like? Yeah, honestly though, like fucking Impact Wrestling became like the Canada. Like for athletes, like, oh, we'll just go there when we fail drug tests. We're going to CFL.
Exactly.
Come on, Ricky, let's go.
100%. But we've got Mustafa Ali out right now. He's even got the new little placard, everything for him on NXT. So I think he might be more of a permanent stay on NXT than even Baron Corbin.
Give him 12 months minimum.
You build him what? You build him to an NXT title competitor?
Yeah, you put him in a bunch of good matches. He beats Gacy, and then he goes over someone else. And then everyone kind of gets behind the idea of him beating a Bron Breakker in a match where Braun chucks him around like a doll, and then he squeezes one out. And I'm okay with it. Him
it's almost like if they built the stars, it might be a thing.
Yeah, like take time to develop.
Right. Patience is a virtue.
Right. Looks like it. Hour 1 in the books. Let's go. Yeah, we are eclipsed the 1 hour mark here tonight, folks. It's been a good one so far. Rolling along, not so bad. I would argue that last week's NXT probably had a little more heat on it at the hour mark. But we'll see where this goes. Up next, we're getting Ali versus Joe Gacy. So that should be a half decent battle. And if you're not enjoying tonight, well, we'll always keep you entertained, and we'll be right back at it tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. So that's going to be a fun one.
Of the announcement. But no, I think that this might be one of those that it's an NXT that is maybe more back heavy loaded. Hoping.
Could be. Let's hope. Let's hope.
Right.
Tonight's Dark Side of the Ring is Magnum TA. Excited for the tales not told of that one. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one as well, David. Magnum's career, again, kind of like we were just talking about Anderson, where it was so abrupt, and I kind of want to know more about it for sure.
Right.
Horrible deep six, said Aaron. All right, I'll take your word for it. I only caught the tail end of it, but figured it was a foregone conclusion. Text green, game over. There you go, Tim.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
Boston's 2-1 tonight. Chambers 3-0. C Money 0-3. That's his new thing. He's going on the.
I feel like we're on par.
Yeah, no, I think C Money's going on that Brian Myers run.
He's gonna go I'm gonna keep losing until I win.
The anti-Goldberg streak.
Yeah, the anti streak.
Right. Corbin for the W. Corbin wins. So 3-0 for Curtis as well. Not digging Nathan Frazier as a newscaster. Yeah, I didn't really dig that segment. And a lot of times when they do segments on NXT, I don't like them.
See, I don't mind it because it's not. What else are you gonna do with them? And it's not super terrible. And I think it's in part because I get the pot shot that they're trying to make. So it's just one of those of it's so up Vince McMahon and Triple H's kind of style to just pot shot like that. I don't mind it, but I could see where you wouldn't like it. But to me, it's still better than anything we've gotten with Bar Rescue. It's still anything that
it's definitely better than Bar Rescue.
Von Wagner, all of that.
I felt like the addition of Dragon Lee this week was a little rough. I didn't know what the countdown was. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't really keen on it.
Well, he doesn't speak English, so that was a difficult thing. Well, he doesn't speak English well.
Right. I'm down for Ilya versus Baron Corbin feud. That'll be fun. I'm not going to lie. I really do think that'll be all right.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we've heard the rumors, or at least I have, to where like maybe Dijak or somebody from out of that feud. We thought it was going to be either Ilya or Dijak gets called up. We're going to still see maybe Braun gets called up. They won't be part of the draft per se, but they just kind of start showing up on the main roster.
Yeah, it's a high possibility. I mean, and again, this is kind of a little bit of a fun time where people are in flux. There's other rumors about potential returnees, who's going where. I like the fact that you tune into an NXT and all of a sudden there's two former WWE stars there. You tune in the next week, there's someone else there. It makes it a little bit fun. Now, I will draw the line at please keep your draft, hands and arms and legs of the draft in the ride.
All the hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. Well, most of the people that have moved around or have been floated around for the better part, have been free agents. But I think guys like an Ali, etc., Baron Corbin even can use with a little bit of a refresh, a retread through NXT.
Yep.
It's like going through a car wash.
When Brock Lesnar walks by mid promo and says "Get a life, kid," and walks out on you, you're done in your current spot.
How do you come back from that?
You're officially a piece of gum on the bottom of Brock's shoe. Like, come down here. People kind of forget, and like, here you go. Look, right away with a guy. He's not oversized. He's not truly overmatched, even though Gacy's a bigger guy. But I mean, here you go. I mean, Ali gets to shine. He gets to look good. I'm all for it.
Oh, 100%. And it's a matchup that makes more sense, I would say. But we've got Gacy versus Ali. Kick it off right now. So if you haven't done so already, folks, give us your predictions of where they're taking Prince Ali, Fabulous He.
We got a few here already. Ali for the win. Ali for the win. Gacy getting a little heavier. He hasn't been wrestling much.
Reach. This man, people out here are just already won. Be Husky Harris. No.
As the lady that was my neighbor when I was a kid, she'd say, he's big boned.
What are you, fucking Eric Cartman? I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
He's just big boned. I'm old school guy. Remember Triple H was terrorizing? Yes, I do. And Stone Cold was stunning Steve. I actually watched a really fun kind of documentary thing on Steve a couple days ago. So yeah, I mean, Stone Cold was very much the Hollywood blondes, right? Like, I mean, it was a big deal. He was Mr. Pretty Boy. Didn't last so long though. He found
absolutely. I remember a whole thing when Paul Heyman was talking about wanting to add Stunning Steve into the Dangerous Alliance and everything like that.
Now, absolutely, you're completely right about that. Now, Paul Levesque growing up, like you look at those old pictures and like when he was terrorizing and he had like the Farrah Fawcett haircut, like what?
When he came out with Lord Steven Rigo and he had the French accent and all of that. Well, and I still even remember this is you have to go through the annals to remember this. Pause. But to where JR tried to get him over as Try at one point instead of Triple H.
Right?
Everything was just Try. No. Listen to what Try has to say. No.
Regal and Paul were good together, man. Oh!
Skin the cat from Ali back up onto the top turnbuckle.
Power bomb. Gacy went down hard,
450.
Bro.
1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Ali picks up the win.
No, that's the way it should be. Perfect. And this is what I mean. Like,
and instantly gets jumped.
Schism all over him.
Pause. Accusations. There's no black light to prove that.
Well, it's funny with Schism because you turn it off and they are all glow in the darky.
I was gonna say, well, we've got Tyler Bate now and Wesley, so we're setting up 100% for a 6-man tag match, bud.
This can't be War Games. I think they should keep War Games to Survivor Series, bro.
I don't know.
I think they should keep it to Survivor Series. Did we do an NXT one too? No,
we didn't.
No, that's what I like. Yeah, do that the other way.
Well, they've got Great American Bash coming up.
That's true. Yeah.
We'll see. I think it's at least going to be a 6-man tag match as we've got fucking Mullet and the Blowfish out here.
Mullet and the Blowfish is one of my favorite ones we've hit so far with these guys. But bar wrestling.
I only want to be with you.
Brooks and Dunn in Social Gathering are having an argument.
Right. And I've got I guess World War III popping off here with the fireworks.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes, I've got fireworks going off because it's New Hampshire. Live free or die, motherfucker.
Right? I just thought it was your fucking neighbor buddy blowing a fucking
in
muffler.
The
ghetto. Bobby Lashley, Lacey Evans, and Montez Ford should be a stable. How did we get to that? Welcome, Tommy. Welcome. Interesting. Okay.
Tommy, it's interesting that you got a fucking swish as your fucking profile picture because that was nothing but fucking rim there. What the fuck was that?
Gacy getting a little heavier.
Why are we talking about a man's fucking weight?
Well, I mean, because he's running around in his underwear. Dingleberry Allen.
Well, still, so challenge to everybody out there: if you show up to your job in your underwear like they do in theirs, how long can you stay on the job?
Not good, man. Not good. I got to work with the public at times.
At times.
Right. I mean, when you're in your homes, yeah, you're all right. Anyway, 301. I mean, it's those fucking Zoom meeting videos, right? Anyway, Ali wins.
Man has to when you got to take off the fucking, Happy Gilmore fucking booger mask and everything.
Right. 3-1. All right. I think Baron Corbin becomes NXT champion eventually. Okay. Interesting detour. I wouldn't have expected it. But if he takes on Carmelo, it's possible. Wait, what?
What in the name of a tribe called Future Endeavored are we watching here?
In a tribe called Future Endeavored. And I get the reference because what you were looking at.
100%
vibrant thing. It's a vibrant thing.
Exactly. Here comes the brand new flavor in your
ear. Here comes Eddie Thorpe.
Speaking of bland new,
Bobby Lacey and Montez also. Oh, I see the connection you made there. Okay, Richard helping us out here.
They were once you mentioned
service people.
They call them the fucking tribe of hoorah.
Yeah,
Like
right.
what? They
Well,
all
I'd be
just
like, I
they
like
all
your
just
idea.
Sergeant Slaughter that shit. What?
Let's get Lacey versus Sergeant Slaughter's daughter.
That I think book it for fucking SummerSlam at
Right?
least.
Slaughter versus Slaughter. Dun, dun, dun.
Slaughter versus daughter.
That's funny. Okay, that helps. Okay. NXT has way too much filler BS on tonight's show. Is it too much? Like, I mean, I don't like any of it. That's the problem.
See, to me though,
it's been okay.
I go back to the days of when you took your little pause for the cause from NXT and everything, and we were here watching bar rescue segment after bar rescue segment, and just it was backstage segment with all of the same locker room, just all of the time. And now this still has a bit of a pace. Like it's not going to knock your socks off, sure. But from where it's come, it's a lot better.
Well, what you usually get, or what we have been getting, including tonight, I will admit that the in-ring is usually pretty solid amongst the chaos, right? Like anytime they clip to something backstage, I instantly start rolling my eyes. But when we get back to the ring, I enjoy it. And my big thing is just adults acting stupid is bothering me. Like that's what I think it insults my intelligence as a fan, where here's these two big fucking cowboy boot wearing, big buckle, waterfall fucking haircut motherfuckers, and they're like acting like they've never been on a date before. Like, act like men. Do y'all watch the Four Horsemen talk about, I really hope that girl likes me? No, they were wheeling and dealing and going
what
after
I'm about to say is about to be
am I gonna have to mark this?
A little bit. Well, it's gonna be one of those it's gonna be a point of contention, I feel. There's a certain point of wrestling fans that, that's how you grew up with the Four Horsemen, that they were the wheel and deal and kiss steal and all of that. And there's a selection of wrestling fans that fully relate to that have never kissed a girl with all of their Kentucky waterfall and all that of bad but true of there's a section of the audience that they relate fully as much as we don't relate to it. They relate fully to it.
Fair enough. But I mean, it's just troubling. Like we said, Wendy Chu in her PJs, even when we just got from Social Gathering, like they're acting like very childish adults. And I think that's what irks me the most.
Well, it becomes because NXT still always has to be this developmental thing. So it always acts like it's diminished. Take with that what you will, but it very much always acts like it's got to be a half step behind versus it could be on par if it could go back to how NXT Black and Gold. Remember when they won a Survivor Series?
Yeah, remember when they were badass and like all the people involved in that? Like you had a Keith Lee tearing it down, and then we had like the
Rhea Ripley became mommy off of what she did in NXT. NXT.
But that's where I mean, like you used to tune into NXT, and it was not a whole lot of goofing around, right? Like from Tyler Black through Kevin Owens and Sammy through Andrade.
They were
and
treated
McIntyre,
like adults. They were treated like adults.
Yeah, very serious. Like guys and girls that were pissed off and wanted to prove they were the best. That's why they were there. And they showed up and showed out all the fucking time.
Yeah, speaking of showing up, and hopefully this ain't what the show's about. We've got Noam Dar,
we need
Ora Mensa, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson.
Name this
group. I don't know what to call their faction outside.
I just said it. Anyone out there can name this faction.
Misfits.
No, the Misfits isn't good enough. They got to be.
So,
fuck, I don't know yet. We'll get there.
Well, no, Ora Mensa. You remember? I was trying to think of. I don't think
we
it was
need
exactly
subtitles.
Why? Because he's Scottish? That's racist.
Fuck, dude. He sounds like fucking one of my cousins, but they're like, what are you saying?
What are you doing in my swamp? That's what he said.
Right? Lash the Legend. He's doing a Scottish He's doing a Scottish Santino.
John Cena. Well,
See,
Lash Legend is fucking taller than this man.
Oh, well, she's a tall lady.
Ora Mensa out here looking like he's the front runner or like the front singer for like the Muppets band here.
And Noam Dar looks like a 14-year-old girl about to go to a sleepover.
I was gonna say facts. Man's got this shit in fucking pigtails and is wearing a fucking jersey top that is 4 sizes too big. Like, bro, who are you staying over with that you're wearing that shit?
This is the shit that puts me off of the show. Of that was so ridiculous. Like, if you were watching this, if you were casual, you got caught. Like, oh, this is a good match, and the next thing they showed you is this fucking Rugrats crew. It's a problem.
100. I'm just laughing at this. No one hit his rent-a-friends.
Right. Well, that was the countdown. Dragon Lee called them rent-a-friends.
Yeah. Man's got rented them like a fucking U-Haul. But we're getting Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Kemp coming up next.
But yeah, we are rolling along, folks. We're almost at the 90-minute mark of our stream here tonight. Damon Kemp taking on Thorpe. Thorpe's been hot since he's come in. I guess, Damon just ran away from the diamond mine. He's no longer hanging around there. So, yeah, here we go. I will take a prediction. This one's a 50-50, guys. Maybe Thorpe.
You really think that this is a 50-50?
I think so with these two. Neither one stands out in my head. Thorpe, maybe.
No, I think this is an Eddie Thorpe thing I think Damon Kemp just keeps getting okie dokie. As KJ takes a quick pause there. But I think Damon Kemp literally just keeps getting sat on the back burner here. He ends up being pretty much nothing more than a name of he is the captain of, I guess, the singlet squad. Until his brother shows up, if and when he shows up, because that's where I think they'll really put some gas behind him. I think Eddie Thorpe, obviously with his connections to New Japan, all of that, if he can go in the ring, I think he's got potential to challenge for the North American Championship. Maybe if we get Corbin hanging around, Ali hanging around, those aren't terrible matchups that I could see him having. Speaking of terrible matchups, though, we're getting Scripps versus Daba-Kato coming up. But big German suplex from Kemp onto Eddie Thorpe. I want to see Eddie Thorpe versus Wesley for the North American Championship. See, Damien's right there along with me. Stan, what up? I love the NXT. Now, the old NXT was boring. This is fun, like DX. The old NXT was Evolution. Okie dokie. Interesting comparison, I guess, there of halfway fitting because old DX is now pretty much running NXT, but you can have that. Not even what I'm mad at. As we get a backbreaker from Kemp onto Thorpe. Y'all think the Miz will do good in NXT? If the Miz went down there, he runs that division, he runs that promotion, he runs that version for a while. If he's NXT champion, if he gets a good run with that, if that's the way that we get, and that's what happens, then that's really, we've got a transition of the guard, I would say. I've got Thorpe for the win, says Boston. Eddie Thorpe for the win. Noah and the Rugrats. Why? Now you got the Rugrats theme stuck in my head. G.I. Joe is the code name of America's highly trained special mission force. Fair enough, Bobby out here just getting super hard in the paint when it comes to, G.I. Joe. I don't want to call you out on that, or I don't want to test if that's right, but I find that would be the interesting co-name of it's G.I. Joe. Curtis taking Thorpe. Brandon's saying, do you, KJ and Big Nick, well, who else would you be? But fair enough. Think WWE should have more tweeners. I think they have enough as it is. If I still think that they are still iffy, still hesitant with a lot of pulling the trigger one way or the other with these people of being babyface or heels. So I don't know if I almost feel like at this point the whole tweener babyface heel shtick is almost gone as it is. It's worn its tread out. And I think AEW is a prime example of that, but I think they honestly need more of clear cut one way or the other of give something with these people to fucking get behind as Eddie Thorpe wins with a German suplex into the corner, but so that was weird because Damon Kemp had his foot technically on the rope, but not, under the rope to break up the pinfall of we're setting up to a third match out of this with them because it was highly contested. As we've got Gigi out here and my dear, what's going on with the eyes here? What's going on with, the makeup of as Gigi and Kiana James, and why? Just why? Why is Gigi not on the main roster? Why is she not competing for a main roster title of give me Gigi versus Oscar or something like that? Please now, please God, why? Versus her versus Kiana James. Of Gigi's supposed to be the uber babyface in this whole situation when she's really not working as a baby. Oh, as we get that interrupted by Daba-Kato, I halfway thought we were getting Omos interrupting it, but so we use the giant to interrupt the women discussing backstage, but we are on another commercial break, folks. Hey Nick, you remember how back in the day you would get one foreign exchange student in your class and everyone would just huddle around them? That's how I see Noam Dar. Fair enough. I have a funny story when it comes to foreign exchange students. And
Speaking of foreign exchange,
Speaking of foreign exchange brethren. So I don't know if I can say my foreign exchange student story.
Probably not.
Right. So when we do the membership and all of that and everything, when we still keep moving on and all of that, that's when you can get that whole story because we'll get in trouble.
There's potential. Yeah. Let's play nice. Let's keep that algorithm happy.
Nice.
There you go. The NBA isn't about if the Lakers is a good team and the Knicks are a bad team. It's played out. Well, I mean, again, a season like this season kind of shows you where they're at. Neither one of those teams are in the conversation anymore. So, yeah, I mean, the season comes down to more than just that, Stan, but good to see you. Thorpe wins 4-1. I think the women's battle royal is the main event. Yes, it is. So maybe we do get a surprise winner. Maybe there's something we don't expect. Maybe there's someone else out there. A lot of people have whispered about where's Ilya. Who else was rumored? Could someone like Shotzi go back there? We'll see. Congratulations to Omos getting married. Jeez. And Riddick Moss and Emma getting engaged. Steve, true stories. Congrats. 4-1. Everyone's 4-1 tonight. So pretty straightforward so far, folks. So yeah, I think that's what we're getting for the main event. We are back in a commercial, folks. So I will take this time on behalf of Big Nick and myself to say thank you for being here. Do not forget, we're back at it again tomorrow. We got AEW Dynamite. It's going to be a fun night here on the channel. We'll see what TK has in store for us all over again. We'll see what the matches bring. We got a lot to go. We got a lot to go, but we got some building to do. We got a couple weeks to Forbidden Door. So I imagine at some point the show's going to transition to a little more of that kind of aspect where we start digging into what Forbidden Door is going to look like. I'm also curious if there's going to be any more talk of Collision. Are they going to do anything else to try and build Collision? Are they going to highlight Collision in any way, shape, or form. It'll be very, very interesting. KG quit lying. Ain't nobody asking. True story. Actually, I made that up. It was a talking piece, JV. Where's Wendy Chu? All right. She took a nap. We haven't seen her since. I hope the next time we see Wendy Chu, she is no longer the sleepy girl. She's no longer in her PJs. I hope they drop that gimmick. I hope they go into a different direction. To see it again is not something I want to do right now, guys. We knew MJF is not at AEW due to being locked out. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Could you see Dana Brooke win the Battle Royal? I could. Just because she's coming down from the main roster. I don't know, though. Like, I mean, realistically, do I want her to win it? No, I'd rather see Roxy win it, or I don't know, give me a list. If Nikita Lyons came back, I want her to win it. There's a long list of ladies I'd rather see win it than Dana Brooke. And I'm sorry to Dana. I'm sure she's a nice lady. She does not do anything for me when it comes to wrestling. And we are set to get, are we getting Reggie versus Daba-Kato? Okay. I will admit Reggie's entrance is different. And they're still calling him Scripps. Why are they still calling him Scripps? We know he's Reggie. Oh, Daba-Kato can't lose this match. Anybody going to make a pick? Scott, thank you for the super chat. GBT, Nick, GBT something at Mall of America. Got something at Mall of America. Right on, buddy. But $5, we greatly appreciate that. And anyone else that wants to stand out in the crowd, don't forget, be a Scott, hit a super chat or super sticker. And if you want to make a prediction on this next match, as I mentioned, Scripps, we unmasked him to unveil Reggie, yet we're still calling him Scripps. Why is that a thing? But Daba-Kato is about to destroy this man, I imagine. Oh, God. Hate to be Scripps. Chambers, I'm with you on this one. Kato for the, okay, take it. Gotcha, Alexis. Wendy Chu went from narcolepsy to insomnia. Oh, big boot. Reggie ass over tea kettle. Picking Kato, good choice, Chambers. Kato, a lot of people are going to take an L if Reggie pulls this out. Daba for the win. Kato for the win. End of match, please. Yeah, we can go now. Right now, Kato all over Reggie. Up. That's a very good question, Big Nick. Bobby's yelling at you, Nick, when you come back. Axiom can't save Scripps now. No. I mean, what's the point? Reggie fighting out of the bear hug. We don't get good old classic bear hugs anymore. We did it all right. Oh, wait. What? Oh. Now they're waltzing, and Reggie gets chucked. Looked like Daba-Kato was going to throw Reggie one way, and Reggie's like, no, man, I got to go this way. Jungle Boy Hook versus Preston Vance. Jungle Boy Hook versus Preston Vance, Dragolistico in a tornado tag team match tomorrow night as well. Damien, yes, that match will be happening. Okay. Oh, wait, Axiom's here. Dabas just palms Axiom away. Axiom looking like Spider-Man. Yeah, but Daba-Kato. Yeah, well, he's yabba dabba doing Reggie hard. If I like Reggie, but he doesn't belong in the ring. He should be a trainer or something. Maybe anything. How is there another human being allowed to just run around the ring? Daba-Kato cannot lose this match. Oh, Reggie off the trampoline. Back elbow. Daba-Kato cannot lose this match. Kato for the win. And Reggie gets the win. Reggie gets the win. Everybody take an L right now. I don't want to see any perfect records. on this fucking score sheet. Daba-Kato says, all right, that's bullshit. So Daba's taking on two little men. I don't know how the ref was okay with like Axiom running around like that. Didn't make sense. I don't like it. And then Reggie gets to roll up. So Daba-Kato looks like an idiot, but whatever. He ends up standing tall as he destroys both men, as he should have. Best friends, Rocky Romero versus Blackpool Combat Club. Is Blackpool eventually going to just go after the trios titles? I mean, Blackpool against House of Black might work. But, yeah, I mean, this to me feels like a squash match. Daba and Omos as a team. The Towers of Pain. Maybe. You must like Lance Storm type of wrestling. Vince, no. I mean, I like some of what Lance did. Flat as a pancake, though. What? So Gacy's screaming at the Schism. Okay. So Schism's happy. Joe's not. Okay. Joe's giving himself and shit now. Joe needs to go reflect and rectify. Reggie for the win. And no, that's too late, Steve. I can't count that. Reggie for a surprise win. Uh-oh. Did we get some wins on that one? Yeah, Scripps won. 4-2, 4-2, 4-2. Vance knew it. Yeah, you might have, Vance. I picked Reggie. There you go. 4-2. Here comes the Bird Lady. Her entrance is pretty. A lot of fog gets used at NXT. Anybody else notice that? Am I alone on a whole lot of fog going on? Why WWE always have the big men's lose to the big superstars? Or I'm guessing, Vince, you're saying how come the big guys always lose to little guys? Personally, I don't know. I grew up when I was a kid, you had somebody like Andre that never lost, right? Like, that's why it was such a big deal when they finally fucking did it. You didn't see him lose on TV. I know people will talk about the territories and what happened in those matches, but no. That was before me. But
speaking of never losing, what?
Speaking of giants.
Oh, what?
Cora Jade. Boring Jade is here.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't you put that evil out there.
Speaking of boring Jade.
Bora Jade, yes. Bora Jade is out here right now.
Bora Jade.
Rousey and Bora Jade.
So we're getting the start of the Battle Royal. We got about 15, 16 minutes left on the clock, Nick. This, we'll see. I mean, I feel like we got another 4 to 8 minutes of entrances and commercials. Here comes the commercial.
The thing is, you start a Battle Royal with 15 minutes left on your show. Now, granted, if you're going to do run over, but still. Boo earns.
Bobby's with me. Bora Jade.
Yeah, Bora Jade. That's her new name now.
I don't see a Hill win the Battle Royal. Yeah, I don't see it either. I think it's going to be a baby face for sure because it's
you got a Hill champion, of course.
What did you think? Like, you're a big fan of Tiffany. A lot of talk about the twins showing up tonight on this show and making their debut.
I don't know who the twins are.
Okay, they're prospects, but they very much look like Tiffany. They could be Tiffany's sisters.
They're a Tiffany Epiphany.
They're from Miami. What are they? Miami basketball.
All night long when the heat is on.
Welcome
to Miami.
They don't really have wrestlers like Benoit and Storm anymore. everybody wants to be high flyers. Not necessarily true. And I think that's why we really do appreciate the ones that aren't like that. I mean, look how much praise a guy like Gunther gets for just being a heavy hitter or intense. There's other wrestlers. I like KO for that reason, except he can high fly. But it's the intensity people bring.
Absolutely. Well, and there is a name in that I do take umbrage with, but I don't know if I want to get fully into
but
it.
Just on face value, as far as the fact is the fact of what he was in that sense. But yeah, Lance Storm was too intense. Remember, he was like completely unentertaining.
If I could be serious for a moment here.
Yeah, fucking hell.
If I could be serious for a moment here, folks, you need to like, share, and subscribe. You need to be a friend, tell a friend. You need to let everybody know about the best channel in pro wrestling going on right now. But yeah, I'll take Lance Storm. You can miss me with that other person. You can have that. I don't want to get mad about that.
Oh, okay.
Right. So do you want me to list off the people in this battle royal? Because
yeah, if you want, I mean, you got
it's a little bit like
you got 90 seconds. There's a lot. We'll just call them as we see them, folks.
Well, we've got Brooklyn Barrow, who Cora Jade, Bora Jade,
Brooklyn Barrow.
What?
Brooklyn Barrow?
Barrow, Barrow, like wheelbarrow,
like bone marrow,
which is what she might be getting wheeled out of here with. But we've got Fallon Henley, Gigi Dolan, good on you,
favorite,
Gacy Jane, Jakara Jackson, Kalina Jordan, again, who Kiana James, Lash Legend, Lola Vice, Lyra Valkyria, as we've already seen.
They like her for some reason.
Roxanne Perez, Tatum Paxley, Thea Hale, Valentina Faraz, who and
isn't that Santino's daughter?
John Cena?
John Cena?
That's
the gimmick she should run.
Right. And Ulyssa Leon, who
okay, there might well, and I
think
they added
few that are cannon fodder here.
Yeah, and I feel like they added Dana Brooke to this, so we'll see if there's any other surprises because we could use it.
Please,
we're getting a replay of SmackDown.
Fair enough. Well, I've got gimmick infringement Butterfinger out here, or Baby Ruth out here.
Baby Ruthie.
Yeah, Baby Ruthie out here saying you guys enjoying Tiffany Stratton Tuesday. Tiffany Stratus Tuesday, 100%. It's always a Tiffany Epiphany around here.
Him more than me, but I'm still pretty happy.
Well, we've got win. Wesley,
get out of
Tyler Bate, and Ali backstage right now having a little powwow here.
Yeah, it's team meditation.
Yeah, well, the smoke session, team smoke session, because Bate out here looking like a fucking guru that like. I know 3 positions in yoga, so
I thought you were going somewhere else with that, bro.
Tiptoe around the lines here. Tiptoe by the window.
I like Cora Jade. She's my pick to win the battle royal. Well, Damien, you can like her all you want. I will not.
I will not have Bora Jade. Sam, I will not eat it with green eggs and ham. What?
Yeah, no.
With outcast ham.
Who am I picking? I don't want to pick anybody.
Thea Hale.
Someone else pick Thea Hale. Jeez.
I will take you, Wasquy Squirrel.
I'm wondering if it's going to be the bird lady.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. Pause, especially talking about Thea Hale, but it's going to be interesting. Of you got to pick a baby face, and them pickings are slim. I feel
maybe they're from Beverly Hills. Yeah, the Twins are from Beverly Hills, but I thought they played college basketball at Miami or Miami State or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Could you see a surprise return of? Everyone thinks Mandy Rose is going to come back. I think if Mandy Rose comes back, she goes straight to the main roster.
Oh, absolutely. And seeing as foretold, we're getting a 6-man tag match next week. We're getting Tyler Bate, Wesley, and Mustafa Ali versus Gacy and the Dyad, and we're getting Ilya versus Baron Corbin next
shit.
week.
Sign me up. Baron Corbin gets a big win tonight.
NXT's very much starting to stack itself up a bit here.
Okay.
Oh, Nathan Frazier versus
Noam Dar.
Noam Dar in a Heritage Cup match.
I thought you were going to say hair for hair match. Probably more fun. Yeah, I don't see Mandy Rose coming back to NXT. Probes a face to BC. Tiff is a heel. A problem. Probably a face. Okay, probably a face, though Tiff's a heel. Yeah, they're going to go find a face. And here's, I think, my favorite to win this would be Roxy. I thought she was going to win the tournament.
Why take the title off of her for them to turn around and gloriously win it back? She's someone at this point of what does she have left to accomplish in NXT? She
hasn't been there long, though.
I don't give a fuck.
I think she's fine. I think she might get lost.
She ain't here for a long time. She's here for a good time.
I think she'd get lost.
Everything that she needed in NXT pretty quickly.
Here comes Dana Brooke. No, I don't think Roxy. I mean, I'm worried Roxy gets lost in WWE's women's division amongst a lot of
SmackDown. Women. Her versus Rhea Ripley.
No, that's a squash match. At this point, right now, it's a squash.
It would be one of those if she gets smashed and then she has to build back up from it.
I don't think she's at that level.
Has to come from underneath.
Yeah. No, I think she might get lost.
So you just keep her being the constant babyface, the constant front of the promotion.
Yeah, but you're saying constant, but she hasn't had a long run, especially because of the injuries. She's been around for a cup of tea, but she hasn't been there forever. Like
he has been a front runner for this division since the minute she signed the contract
last fall, right? So I don't know, man. I'm okay with her not leaving anytime soon. I don't feel like she's been a world beater. She had the title once. She had to give it up. I think they want to give it back.
Yeah, stripped off of her because of that terrible fucking collapse spot that they did.
She had to give it up. Now she has to earn it back.
Gacy eliminating who gives a shit.
I'll pick Thea. There you go. Roxanne for the win. I'm with you, Alexis.
Yes, Thea.
Roxanne, Dale's with me. Dana Brooke for the win. I hope not.
Nicholas out here picking Fallon Henley and pointing out that Dana's arms, she's diminished in size over here. She's not fully on the juice.
Well, you can't put maybe you can get implants in your arms, but who knows?
What the fuck?
That's what Boat Jr.
Where's Aaliyah? Oh, wait,
we don't know where Aaliyah is.
Start talking about Bo Jackson and everything.
Yeah, Bo knows best, buddy.
Bo knows to stay the fuck away.
Never say never about Mandy returning to WWE. I'm not saying never to that. I'm saying her going back to NXT is unlikely. If she comes back to WWE.
No Aaliyah here. Has she finally gotten caught up? She's got caught in the net of the July 1st releases?
Well, she seems to have Veer Mahan's travel agent. That's all.
She borrowed his GPS and she doesn't know where the fuck to go. Well, we've got Gigi and Kiana James fighting on the outside, and God, I think
Gigi's a favorite. I got to change my mind.
No, I'm going Bobby Heenan. As she gets dumped out.
Did she get dumped already?
Like Kiana, that was like brutal. I said, I don't want this to be a fucking feud, but it's gonna be a fucking feud.
That was fucking terrible.
Pardon my language, but
you tripped me. That wasn't good, ladies. Do better. Be better.
Well, and of course you have to cut away from it because it's like bar rescue. You can't actually film anything that actually happened. You have to cut away from it and then just show reactions.
That scene's going Dana Brooke.
Who is this woman out here? Oh, what the? He just took a nothing bump. She was supposed to sell the slide into the ring as a bump and then just really bumped herself.
I'm starting to feel like the Bumblebees are going to fucking win this.
I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autothoughts.
Team pick Dana Brooke. When's Bron going to wrestle on NXT? It looks like sooner than later. He keeps beating people up.
Well, I don't know. He's not booked for next week, unless he's going to show up as.
Oh, maybe cost Ilya?
Thea. Oh, Thea's out. God.
Oh, that's twice that. All right.
The Spirit Squirrel is gone. And, well, no, Lash Legend. Well, did she go under the bottom rope, the mid rope? She just kind of walked out here. And I hate this with Battle Royals of, I can just walk out here and just, run roughshod, but
yeah,
not eliminated.
Oh, Thea Hale dropped on her face. Lash doing good.
Well, I don't care. Shit, she's a foot taller than everyone in the ring.
So did Thea eliminate herself? By the way, Spirit Squirrel has nailed it. That's the one. Like, I know we've got a few names for her. Spirit Squirrel works really nice.
Yeah, no, she was going for the backdrop, the kind of the coffin drop.
Shit!
Aura, and then, oh yeah, we do. Do we have the twins here? I don't know.
No twins. That's why I'm thinking maybe the twins show up and help Dana Brooke win. Maybe.
Is that an oh my god moment, or is that
it's like a holy what?
Head scratch? Like normally you got me doing this, but now you got me doing this.
We're doing what with who?
What?
Roxanne for the win. Okay.
So,
I got my back on Roxanne.
And Lash out as.
See, these women are all matching, so I'm assuming 2 tag teams. And is that Orso?
Oro, yes.
He's an Orso. Leo.
O-R-S. Everybody. I'm an Orso. Leo.
Right. Why is everyone obsessed with Mandy Rose coming back other than being hot? I don't see the appeal. I mean, her in-ring work wasn't terrible. She wasn't a killer in the ring.
You answered yourself within your own question.
Right? It's right there.
Why is everyone obsessed with Mandy Rose coming back? Other than she's hot. End of discussion.
And she's been noteworthy, right? She's been news and noteworthy. Obviously, her side hustle got a lot of notoriety.
She's a thotty with a body.
That's a lady that if Tony could talk her in just for the clicks, it's worth it.
For all of fucking a week?
Well, I mean, if you can have Soraya and everyone else running around horribly,
you act like they'll do something with her. Like, no,
I don't. I just think they'll pay her.
They'll be good for a week as Elektra Lopez is out as well. So
I didn't even know she was in.
Well, she already lost her opportunity there with the Lawo, and now she's already getting jobbed out here in the Battle Royal. So we're down to 6 people. 6?
I'm on commercial. I don't know.
I'm in picture-in-picture.
I didn't get picture-in-picture. I got a hockey commercial at the moment, actually. Oh, Gatorade.
I'll blame Canada with that. Of course, you got a hockey commercial.
Which,
by the way, so who you taking? Panthers or Knights? I don't know. We've asked.
I took Panthers, but it's not looking so good.
Sure. KJ White representing all of Canada. Who do you take? The Panthers or the Las Vegas?
It's funny when the answer is already completed before the question's done being asked. I picked the Panthers because they seemed hot as shit, but after game 2, not looking so good for the Cats as they lost 4 or 5-0 last night.
The Cat. Well, they do have. Maybe instead of most Cats, instead of having 9 lives, they at least have 7 lives. So,
well, we'll find out. There's not eliminated. She didn't go over the top. Thea not eliminated. I thought you said the is not eliminated.
No, she did, and she went over the top rope as a back body drop onto Ora Mensa, as Blair Davenport coming out right now.
Yeah, Mandy was the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion. Blair Davenport is in the house.
Right.
So she was, and I liked her.
We're down to 8. We're down to the Elite 8.
When it comes to being an all-around performer for the WWE, Mandy Rose was spot on money for well over a year in NXT. I know there was mixed reviews for her initial move, but when she got there, she came into her own, and her with Gigi and JC was great.
She hit all of the check marks there.
Yeah.
Did Roxy just eliminate herself?
Rolled out.
All right. So she's going after Blair Davenport. So there's the feud we've got coming up after this. Pop Rocks. So Tatum Paxley fucking eliminates herself like a dumbass, but So we're getting Tatum Paxley and
Paxley
Blair
just eliminate
Davenport
herself?
pairing up. That's not a bad combination.
I mean,
Tatum Paxley's floating in the abyss.
fair
She's
enough.
gonna pair up with Blair Davenport. Might as well hate yourself to the hottest thing moving. So
This battle royal has come to a complete fucking halt. It is brutal.
As Roxy just gets dumped out here. And Tatum just eliminated himself. Sorry.
He's on fire. It's kind of funny that you can't have the ladies in the ring fighting each other while something's happening. Like, it's fucking awful that everyone's just laying around. Well, shit happens outside the ring.
To me, this is covering up a lot of what would be missed moments, botches. This is covering up, some people being green in certain other areas. You've seen it, unfortunately, with a lot of women's matches of you use it to cover up mistakes and areas for weakness of you have multi-women involved.
Yeah, and Bird Lady is putting on a bit of a show at the moment. She skins the cat.
Oh, JC Jane out right now.
Oh, there goes JC.
And out goes Taya after the drop kick from Cora.
Oh, good. Bye. Woohoo.
So we're down to
throw her out. Throw her out.
Fallon Henley,
Dana Brooke,
Kiana James, and Cora Jade.
Kiana.
And I swear to God, we're not talking about fucking Mortal Kombat or anything like that.
But I feel like Roxy rolled out the bottom. Did she get dumped after?
She got dumped after the fact.
Okay. Blockbuster by... I like her, kind of. Daisy Duke is growing on me.
Is it because her name sounds like phallus? What?
No. If Bird Lady wins, there you go, your save chamber.
Don't worry, Fallon Henley looks like she won't be winning either. As Kiana James and Fallon Henley going at it.
Oh, there goes Kiana.
Oh, Kiana out there. A reverse Canadian destroyer.
Oh, she got out of it. Dana takes a palm. I can't believe Dana Brooke's going to win this fucking thing.
I'm a Barbie girl. Barbie.
Not one, nobody cheered. She just laid out both women, went, ah, and everyone went,
And the crowd went mum.
Tumbling back elbows. Oh, yes, get her out. Get her out. There goes family.
This man.
She's
fucking snuffleupagus over there backstage.
She's gonna win. Jesus.
Unfortunately, is that no? Oh, is she gonna skin the cat? Is she gonna Dolph Ziggler this?
Cora can't win. It's heel on heel in a big way.
What can Dana Brooke win of? This is 100% of the definition of I'm a Barbie girl. Like the Barbie movie coming out. Is this why we're getting the push behind Dana Brooke?
Dana for the win. Thea's back.
What? She never got eliminated. Let's go, Thea. Flying squirrel.
Spirit squirrel back in the action.
Squirrel. Yes, let's go, Thea.
Chase you.
The fucking pop for her. Like, she's the most over person in the ring right now.
I can't believe
she's in there with Dana Brooke and Cora Jade.
I can't believe there's 3 women left in a match for the #1 contendership. And my biggest hope is Thea Hale to not have someone I hate win this.
Hell yes. Hell yes right now. Speaking of hell yes.
This man come on muted and everything.
Coming out like a Hail Mary.
Last minute Larry.
Right, last minute Larry. Can't hear him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the audio test. That was just
right.
Running neck breaker.
What am I
watching? TJ, sorry, we're in the middle of a heated moment right now.
I see. I'm surprised NXT is going overboard.
Blair Davenport, defend yourself. Davenport.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Oh, no, she won! The
Spirit Squirrel, 100%.
Chase U celebrating. What the fuck?
Yes. Oh, we want some Chase U. Oh, we want some Chase U.
That is one of the fucking most outlandish W's you've ever picked up on this channel.
I don't fucking care. I want to be an honorary member of Chase U. I need
you got to get the sweater,
Chase
bro.
U merch. I need
get the sweater, bro.
A certificate of graduation from Chase U here.
I'm sure they sell them.
I've got a few diplomas there that you pay a little bit and you're honorary this and that. So
okay, so if they're setting up Dana, Brooke, and Cora, that's not bad. And then neither of them won, so that's excellent.
So where's the problem?
I'm happy. That was the
okay. Well, it sounded like you had a problem here. It's like no.
I said
Tiffany versus Thea Hale. It's the NXT-est of NXT matchups, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but it's the mean girl against the fucking Pep Rally Spirit Squad.
Oh, okay. That's so I was like, so Thea Hill, that's the lady that act like she sniffs cocaine before she goes on the show, right?
I'm trying to make Chase U work, Thea. Chase U doesn't work.
Sorry, there's regulations around here, folks.
Oh, yeah, right that.
They're setting her off, so that's how you're ending NXT right now. Is Thea Hale up with the champion, on the shoulders of all of Chase U, on Duke Hudson, all of that.
I thought that was William Regal up there at the stage. I feel drove. Let's put my phone down.
The Contender twins I did not see on tonight's show, so no dice.
Yeah, they hindered the Contender.
Thea Hale won, called it. This means she called up Richard.
No, this means
speaking of squirrels,
this one got Tiffany Epiphany versus the Spirit Squirrel.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's them there. Okay, the twins are right there holding Thea.
That's your highlight, is you get to sit there and you hold her up. That's your big debut. That's your fucking spotlight. No one knows who the fuck you are, but you can show up and just hold her up.
Little Papa Pump is here.
Now you see, I got a 33 1/3% chance to enter the show.
Wait, why is NXT still going on?
It doesn't stop.
It's 9:07. What the wait?
Yeah, no, it just keeps going, bro.
Like I said, we got little Scotty Breaker out here.
Oh shit!
I got a 33 1/3% chance to enter the show.
Yo,
what?
He's talking about Monday Night Rollins, folks.
Oh shit!
I'm telling you, he has star potential 100% around him. We saw with Battleground his entrance, and even his entrance and Carmelo's Hayes entrance.
But Nick, so what happened is literally Bron Breakker looks at the camera and says, Mr. Monday Night Rollins, why don't you come here and defend that title? Remember, anytime, any place, anywhere, would Rollins show up to NXT to defend that belt?
Oh no! You have Braun go up.
So NXT is a 24/7 show just because it's a damn near reality wrestling show. Okay.
Pretty much.
Got it. Look, got it. That's exactly what I just took from that little small.
No, it's not all access like AEW. So
it got potential.
Fucking bad.
We don't want that potential. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
Right.
What the hell? The New
Breakker
York
versus
Giants?
Messiah.
Damn.
Everybody starts.
I thought it was about to say Judas Messias out here.
Messias. Whoa, Seth versus Braun in NXT. I'm so down. I mean, if you're trying to get eyes on the NXT show, I'm all for it. I mean, like you said, it plays well.
So, hands right now, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you think that Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker happens on NXT, I think 100%
going to. They wouldn't set it up.
Monday Night Raw,
and I think it's great. I'll take a thumbs up on that. Seth coming down for one time only to defend his title against Bron Breakker, based on how Bron Breakker just challenged him. I've been to your turf. You come to my turf. I like it. I really do like it. Ballsy by the kid.
Oh, I was just like, you can't see what I'm doing, but yeah.
you got undecided.
Playing with your joystick out there.
Yeah. Keep your joystick still, would you?
I'm a D-pad myself off right now.
8.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. You guys are crazy.
Look, I'm like, damn, is that good of a show?
No.
No, I would debate with that, but we'll say that NXT has gotten much better.
It's been good.
It has very much moved itself into the realm of contention of.
Last week was the show of the week.
Well, last week we talked about it being show of the week of. It's still in that contention of. It almost has kind of slaughtered Dynamite out of really Dynamite now still might end up being fourth show out of the week more often than not.
Dynamite's been interesting as of late. So
if we went to bring back the power rankings, I think it would be really interesting.
It'd be kind of fun actually. Be careful what you wish for. Bron, you might just get it. Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen. Yeah, he will get stomped, but I mean, Bron Breakker laying out the gauntlet for, the champ. It's definitely going to happen on NXT, no doubt. Yeah, they wouldn't have set it up if it wasn't like that. It would be a disappointment if they wouldn't throw it out there.
Maybe that's your way to bring Bron up?
No, because he specifically said the opposite. So I don't think
it's Steiner math.
Right?
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative and it gets the people going.
You know what, Bron? I will fight you. But you gotta come here. No, you come here. No, you come here.
I will not fight you, Rollins, man.
Right. Bron versus Dragonov going to be a banger next week.
Well, it's Corbin versus
Corbin.
Yo,
Corbin.
So is he doing a little bit better, I guess, on NXT, or what's going on with him?
He looked good tonight.
I hope this is the change that he needs, because Dolph came out, won the belt, and stayed over there for a couple. So hopefully Corbin will do something, because Corbin, he needs to be refreshed like 100%. I mean, he's just showing that he's a glorified bum ass Corbin, as Pat McAfee would say.
Well, that's what it is. I think this is very much a refresh on them. Even we saw Mustafa Ali tonight pick up a win, and now he's going to be in a 6-person tag match next week. So it's a lot. It's NXT, I like that they're using it as a way to it's a car wash for people who are on the main roster that might have outstayed their welcome.
Right? It's the fucking WWE phone booth. Jump in here.
Exactly. You're at least changing to Superman for this week, if not a couple weeks here.
Steve goes 5 out of 10. Feels like there was too much filler. I'm not far behind you, Mr. Steve. 8 out of 10 from Damien. The fans are happy.
It was a good fucking show.
Greatest football movie of all time is on now.
Greatest fucking quote from here with Al Pacino, and I love that you're getting the same movie right now. But by the way, if it's any given Sunday, but doesn't matter whether you're winning by an inch or a mile, because we fight and we claw for that inch.
Right. That promo
you can take Dom Toretto and fuck off with that.
It's got that one. Pat McAfee going to make $85 million with ESPN.
I'd like for us to make like $1 million. We don't need to make $85 million.
He's talking about $8 million.
ESPN for like $1 million.
Yeah,
but if you make $8 million,
we'll be on their Twitch stream, whatever.
If you make $8 million, just make sure that you make it in Canadian currency, because that shit is worth more. That's all that matters.
Well, I don't know. Half of Canada's burning down, so we'll see.
Right. Oh yeah, I seen it. That's crazy, man. That's weird.
We on fire.
I bet you it was AEW fault, with that collision show that they got coming out there.
It was the exploding shoes.
And Matt Jackson is to blame for the fucking wildfires right now in Canada. Screw you and your 5-star Meltzer rating, which I know we're wrapping up, but
I'm just trying to follow the bouncing ball, bro.
Don't worry, it's hard even for me, and I run the bouncing ball. But can we just laugh at any sort of credibility that Meltzer may have left of the Anarchy in the Arena is a 5-star classic match?
It's beyond that. It's Jericho being like what do you give?
That was what, 4 1/4?
4 1/4 for fucking what? No offense, but man, I love Adam Cole. Used to love Jericho, then that was fucking some horrible shit. It does, and we've said this for a long time. I've told a lot of people, hashtag boycott the Observer, use it on some tweets, use it on some Insta posts. I really, really want to make it a thing. Like, let's petition this motherfucker. This guy has a paywall so he can sit behind it and lie to people.
Senile Meltzer.
It's brutal. It's so desperate. It's so desperate. It's embarrassing. It's like a grown man that has a crush on these young men and will do anything to peel. Like, I'll send you flowers.
Where's Chris Hansen? Where's Chris Hansen?
I'll give you all the stars you want. Chris Hansen, Jesus.
I know. I'm like, dang.
I know, like I missed it. Like, oh,
wait, damn, is that for Jesus?
Swerve
Christ.
going for the international title. Could Swerve take it?
No. Simple as that. No.
It was him versus anyone else besides Orange Cassidy, maybe.
Well, I mean, Cassidy needs to lose that belt, and in my opinion, you know, I mean, he's kind of boring. I don't know. I just
Rick Ross with them over traumatic knees and just.
That was the funniest stunt in the world.
Notice how that never made air. Notice how that never made air.
No, they were like, we can't send this. No.
They're like, people are laughing too much about this already. Yeah, we can't put this out there.
That man talking about
like just a next level intensity.
Hulkamania leg drop with that knee.
That's what you call overselling for no reason.
It reminded me of Ant-Man, where like they zoom in on the action, they're going hard, and then when they zoom out, it's slow motion, like nothing's really happening.
That's Tony right there. He's just like, no.
I'm still confused on where Chase is.
Yeah,
we haven't seen Chase for a minute. Did he get beat up?
He wants AEW.
Did he? Yeah, fuck.
Just imagine.
Either way, I'm fully down for Thea Hale versus Tiffany Stratton. I know it's one of those of if you've watched NXT, it makes sense. If you're tuning into NXT, it doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense in this world. I don't love it, you know, my criticisms, but the story, as far as, like I said, the mean girl versus the pep rally girl works perfectly, and you don't have Cora, which is, you know, Bora Jade. It doesn't need to be anywhere near this, and Dana Brooke didn't win, so I'm fucking thrilled. Go Thea.
Now, how low do you feel if you're Dana Brooke, if you came back and that was your spotlight to come back in this after you got jobbed out with a 24/7 title and you still lose? Like,
well, they gave her an
job on a job. Like,
now she's gonna put Cora Jade over.
So you jobbed on a job. Like,
on a job.
It is one of those of like, so you're the Brooklyn Brawler of the female division.
Yeah.
Damn.
She's Natty Jr. She's Boat Jr.
No, because Natty could at least get a win. Like I know you didn't agree with it, but if Natty was in the women's Money in the Bank briefcase match, she's got to at least warrant some credibility. Dana Brooke was a last-minute addition to this match and was still not even a threat in this match.
That's just because Natalya. The only reason why Natalya is worth some sort of credibility is because of her family tree. That's it. Yeah. Otherwise than that, Natalya and Dana Brooke got the same fighting style. They're both boring as hell and irrelevant as hell. Like Natalya, only thing she has going on for her is literally the Heart Foundation. That's it.
Well, if you ask KJ, I think there'd be more of a test of buoyancy between the two if they ever had a match versus
I said Boat Jr.
skill competition.
They call Natty the boat because she floats.
That shit was funny as hell to me, bro. When she said that she's the boat, I'm like, what? I'm like, who the hell thought of a boat?
Right? No, so yeah, that's why my theory. I thought tonight's show was between timid and average. I saw a lot of ratings come in, like a few 7s, 8s, 9s. Listen, for me, it was a 6 tonight. There was a lot of blank space. The Battle Royal didn't tickle my fancy. Yeah, I didn't love it tonight. Garce angle sucks.
Yes, that's a confusion. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so like your man said, NXT got a 0 for him tonight. So
right,
that was the funniest comment I've done seen. I'm like, damn, a 0.
I think I'm right there with you. Of like, you could give it a 6, a 5.5 of it was
haters.
Cup of haters. But it never moved the needle, but it didn't take away from the needle. If that makes any bit of sense, of it was more of just it held par,
right,
with NXT.
I like this comment. I think it's one of the last ones we're going to click on tonight. But my fear is that Thea Hale's in-ring skills aren't main event worthy. Tiffany will have to carry Thea to the finish line. Chase U, popular though, explaining the booking decision. This might surprise us, Nick. And I only say you because you're a fan.
She's Nikki Cross without the fucking superhero mask.
Bubblegum Nikki.
And no, it's fucking just chaotic energy. You're telling me she literally, you put her as Nikki Cross and it's polar. It's literally the Spider-Man meme of just they point at each other of like, I am you, you are me. That's where she is. I think there's talent there. She's obviously still got to work through NXT, and I think the problem a bit with NXT that we always run into, and it's this constant conflict of we always expect everything to be just there, and it's going to be just what's the next launching pad versus what's going to be there and take some time there and spend some time there and develop there versus just you're there, you got hot for a week, and you jump to the main roster.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about Roxy, by the way. But CJ, did you have a rating?
She needs to jump. She needs.
I didn't watch. I didn't see shit. I just got for it.
What about your rating, Nick?
Like I said, I think I'm right there with you, like a 6, a 5.5. I think that's what I said of. It's pretty much right on par with there. It's really hard debate of you get down to where you're splitting hairs, you're getting them, finite ways to view it. If you're really splitting, it's not it's Monday Night Raw so far has been the best show of the week, but.
There you go. Last week I had a really good showing. This week a bit of a dip. But as this comment says from Bobby Big Wheel, see you on Dynamite tomorrow night, folks. We are back all week long for all your favorite wrestling. We have nothing but more and more live coverage, more content coming your way. It is not going to stop. We are, as you can see, one big happy family. Thank you for joining us tonight. Check out all our links below, including our TikTok, our Discord, our Spotify, our Insta, our Twitter. Go check it all out. On behalf of CJ and Big Nick, it's always a blast. Woo! NXT was a trip tonight.
Woo! That's the I gotta catch my breath because I just said the big spiel. Yes.
Nick, how you feeling? I was gonna say, I'll just end it with our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about the rest, you better put that 4 live with it. Bye.
See y'all flip that phone. That's CJ Brand, by the way, if you don't know. Bye-bye.